Made me feel very much at home. This is great football weather, and you can sit out and get yourself all warm with the libations that happens at tailgate parties. I greatly appreciate everybody coming out here. You got a great crew of elected officials who are here today from, frankly, all over the state, including your state treasurer, Curtis Loftus, who's here with us, and Tom Davis from down in Hilton Head. And so you got folks from all over the place, and I know you want to be hearing from them, and it is a little chilly, so I'll try to keep my remarks very, very brief. I just want to say that this is this Constitution Day is a very important one to me. As those of you who have heard me speak before will know that I very much align myself with the movement that's going on right now to get back to our founding principles. And we need leaders who understand who America is. What is at the basis of this country? And it is, in fact, the Constitution, and it is one of the two key founding documents of this country. The other, of course, is the Declaration of Independence. And those two documents make up the how and the why and the how. The Declaration is the why, and the Constitution is the how. And it's very important for us as leaders of this country to understand that if we are going to continue to make this country a country that will continue to transform the world, we have to stick to the playbook. We have to stick to what made us successful in transforming the world. I always remind folks that at the time of the Revolution, life expectancy in this country and most of Western civilization was 35 years of age, and we were an agrarian society. Pastor, if you go back to the time of Jesus Christ, life expectancy was 35, and it was an agrarian society. For 1,800 years, the human condition did not substantially change because rulers, kings, and princes, and emperors ruled the people. They all did so with the divine right of kings, that they were smart enough, somehow given this great privilege of doing what was best because they were smarter. They had better bloodlines, and therefore had the privilege of ruling over the rest for the benefit of the people. But our founders said no. No, we're going to do something foundationally different, rooted in biblical principles, that all men are created equal in the eyes of God. Not any God. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that God. And with that principle, something that had been talked about by the philosophers, but the political class never embraced it until America. Truly revolutionary. And there have been other revolutions, but there's been no revolution as revolutionary in thought as the American Revolution. Because it said we are not allowing a privileged class to govern us, that we will allow ordinary people, people who are given rights by a creator, to use those rights to pursue his will. I always say America is a moral enterprise, because if you read that Declaration of Independence, we get our rights from God, and those rights are to be used to pursue what? Happiness. I think it's very important. Someone showed me this a few months ago, because I had been talking about this, this founding document, the Declaration. And someone actually showed me a dictionary definition from the time of our founders of the word happiness. And it said, to do the morally right thing. Happiness was to do God's will, because our founders, people that time in our history, understood that happiness could only be from doing what you are supposed to do. That's what leads you to. We are ordered in a certain way. Nature is ordered in a certain way. And going in conformity with nature, going in conformity with God's laws, is what leads you to happinwhat His plan is for you. That is how America was structured. this great moral enterprise that if we had people who understood where their rights came from and ordered those rights according to his will, that we could build a just society from the bottom up with limited government. You see, government needs to be big if people don't order their lives correctly. We see this all over the place. It's obvious to all of us. Go into the neighborhoods where there is disorder. And what do you find? Lots of government. Lots of police. And you find no freedom. You see people afraid to go outside of their home. You don't see any jobs because nobody wants to be in a community where that disorder is. So we celebrate today the order that was established by our Declaration and then put in place by a Constitution that said that the purpose of government was to keep you free and to protect your rights. And that if we believe in that, we can in fact limit government and you as people can build a great society, and we did. But that is at stake. That is at stake in this election. And that's why we need to have these types of celebrations, and I'm going to a bunch of them across the state, to remind each and every person here in South Carolina and across this country that this country is a great country because we have limited government and we believed in free people, that we were not a country that believed in a ruling class of people who should control every decision, from your health care to what light bulb you plug in, to what car you drive, to what toilet you flush. This is the America we fight for today. This is the Constitution we hold up and say we revere and we want to get back to. And you here in South Carolina have a huge role to play in that. Huge role to play. I go to Iowa and New Hampshire, they narrow the field. You pick the winner. Right? I want to thank the folks here in Lancaster County for their wonderful support. Sandy McGarrett, just thank her for her support and endorsement, and Deborah Long, who's shivering there in the back, bless your heart. She's blocking the wind for the rest of you that's coming that way, just so you know. That's what a good state representative does. She stands there and protects. Thank you, Deborah, for your help and support. And as I said, for those of I was here in Lancaster earlier this week, and I reminded everybody there that we have a Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. We pronounce it the same way. And the reason we do is because Lancaster County, South Carolina, was founded by a group of people from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, just like the people in York and Chester were founded by folks from York and Chester County, Pennsylvania. And those three counties, York, Chester, and Lancaster, were my three best counties in Pennsylvania. Lancaster being the best of the three. So I am counting on Lancaster County being the absolute starting point for us in our race for president. Thank you all very much, and God bless you. Stay warm.